Good evening and welcome, Nevada Camera Club members and guests, to the Nevada Camera Club Electronic Image Competition for July 2025. Those who, with copies that they wish to have included in the August newsletter, please make sure you submit it to me no later than this coming Tuesday evening. Send it to publisher@nevadacc.org. Another reminder is that the entry portal for the 2025 Annual Open Electronic Image Competition closes 1 week from today, Friday, August 1st at 11:59 p.m. Please make sure that your entries have been uploaded and paid for by that time. Also, remember to pay particular attention to the sizing instructions in the entry information, since category winners will be printed from the uploaded files. Our competition staff this evening includes setup assistants from Stephen Cup, Craig Hicks, Linda Hicks, and Mary Sheets. The announcer this evening is Linda Hicks. Our projectionist is Stephen Cup. Our scorekeepers are Mary Sheets and Craig Hicks, and our merit recorder is Juliana Stratton. This evening, our judges are, in Chair 1, Mike Chapman, Chair 2, Clayton Fox, Chair 3, Gary Galvin, Chair 4, Harry Guman, Chair 5, Jerome Hamilton, Chair 6, Janice Phillips, and Chair 7, Ed Stiglitz. We had 34 members this evening enter 96 images in 37 unique categories. For those of us with live microphones, please silence your cell phones. Judges, please make sure when you make your comments to include a strength as well as a suggestion for improvement. And now, here's your Nevada Camera Club Electronic Image Competition for July 2025. We'll be starting with judges 1, 3, and 7. We have as our first category abstract. We will be doing advanced color abstract, color dispersion.
Which are the judges again?
1, 3, and 7.
Good.
When you've decided on your score, please make sure I can see that you've got your card ready to go so that we can flip them up. Gary, you're judge 3.
Are you showing images?
Yes.
I'm not seeing any image. I see your name. That's all. I see the panel and I see your name in the center of the screen.
Okay, what you need to do is go up to view, which is in the upper right-hand side, and choose side-by-side gallery.
Let's see. I see everybody now, but this is the first time this has happened. Sort by.
One thing you can't say next time.
If you go to standard, you should also be able to see the image.
No,
Don't you love technology?
I
This has
don't.
always worked in the past, and now it's like, I'm in view, speaker, gallery.
Have you got a choice that says standard?
No, I do not.
What do your choices say?
Speaker, gallery, multi-speaker, sort gallery by, hide self-view, hide non-video participants, show meeting timers, exit full screen.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Okay.
And I've got the latest version of Zoom.
Are you looking at view options or all the way over in the right-hand side where it says view?
View, I'm on view.
Do you have view options towards the center?
No, I do not. Let me look at the bottom here. No,
Well, if you can't see the images, it's going to be difficult to have
it's
you
going to be
judge.
hard. Okay, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The
Start
other,
out and solve the problem, reboot.
you can either solve the problem by rebooting, or we can punt for a little while, Gary, if you
No,
wanted
I
to.
think I wanted to maybe somebody else could judge, and then I'll take and to see if I can get this.
Okay, yeah. Why don't you reboot? We'll get somebody else to judge for a little bit.
This is bizarre.
This is bizarre.
No, like
He
For
might
some-
not be,
what's that?
he might not be moving the window over if he's got all the people in the middle.
No, I changed my view settings here. Sort gallery by.
Yeah, but if he's not even seeing where he can see side-by-side gallery,
No, I'm
then,
not seeing side by side.
then that's not going to work. Try rebooting and see if it
Okay, I'll
comes
try
back
back. Okay.
and let us know, and we'll get going.
Okay.
Let me look at my numbers to see my balance. Hang on a second. This won't take me long. Clayton, will you judge this one for us, please?
Absolutely. What's the
Okay, this is advanced color abstract. Title
Oh.
of this is color dispersion.
okay.
Okay, scores, please. 979.
I'm one of the nines. I can talk. I like this. I think I like the dispersion. I like the colors. I like the fact that they blend back and forth and that there's a lot of motion in the image. Between an 8 and a 9, I realize I don't have a suggestion for improvement. So I went with a higher one.
Image received a 25. Same judges, same category, tranquility. Scores? 987.
Well, I'm the bottom score, so I'll talk first. I don't like, I know it's abstract, but there's still nothing to focus on. And that white stripe down the middle, the light stripe down the middle, has separated the image in half dramatically. And it makes, I almost look cross-eyed at it, trying to get my eyes to figure out where I want to look. I like the colors. I like the texture. It's just that I feel that the image is separated in half real badly.
Image received a 24. Judges, you have 2 images to review for placement, starting with tranquility and going back 1 to color dispersion. Judges, a 1 or 2, please, for color dispersion. Scores 1, 2, 1. So the judges have chosen color dispersion. Gary, can you see the image now?
We're good now. That did it.
Okay, we'll put you back into our order now that we've got you. Thank you very much. Judges 1, 3, and 6, please. We're in animals and pets, and we have beginner animals and pets color. Flamingo in the mirror. Scores 8, 7, 7.
I think this is a really nice attempt. I really like the two flamingos on the right. I mean, the one is a little bit hot and not in sharp focus, but the composition of those two is really well done. Uh, the fact that you've got them reflecting in that mirror is just that it's a little bit, spotty with water, and we don't get to see a clarity of the face of the flamingo, which would have made the image a lot better.
Image received a 22. Bear laxing. Scores 8, 7, 8.
I'm one of the 8s. I like the composition. I like the stuff that's around the bear because it shows a animal in his environment. Suggestions for improvement would be a little bit better focus on the bear himself.
Image received a 23. Judges, you have 2 images to review for placement, starting with bear laxing and going back 1 to flamingo in the mirror. Judges, a 1 or a 2, please, for flamingo in the mirror. Scores 2, 2, 2. So the judges have chosen bear laxing. Judges 2, 5, and 6, please. This is intermediate color animals and pets. The late great Harley. Scores 8, 8, 8. Comment?
I'll comment.
I was going to jump in, Jerome, but if
Go ahead, Clayton.
yeah, I'll give it a shot for an intermediate. It's a little bright. Until it's probably afternoon sunlight. The shadow is fine. I think maybe a quicker f-stop to really stop him and get him more in focus would be great. But other than that, it's a good composed picture.
Image received a 24. Blaze. Scores? 888.
This is a really sharp image. I mean, his tongue, his nose, his eyes. I like the variations of the colors in his fur. Little things that you could do. I don't know if I like that little border that you have around there, but it's not too distracting. The little metal thing, like right below his tongue, kind of needed to be removed, either in Photoshop or, tucked away into his fur. But otherwise, his face, I mean, you're drawn directly to all the sharpness in his face.
Image received a 24. Judges, you have 2 images to review for placement, starting with Blaze and going back 1 to the late, great Harley. Judges, a 1 or 2, please, for Harley. Scores? 2, 1, 2. So the judges have chosen Blaze. Judges 1, 2, and 5, please. For advanced color animals and pets, tricolored heron reflection. Scores? 999. Comment?
Well, I think the scores tell you all you need to know about this image. Great color, good reflection. Sometimes you get a different cast or amount of light in the reflection, but this one's pretty even all the way across. I was kind of a little bit worried about the bright in the water, but I think it works out okay. And having this bullseye right in the middle works really well for the image.
Image received a 27. Mason bee on chess tree.
Ooh.
Scores? 899.
I'm the 8, so I'll speak. I really like the photograph. I like the flowers. I like the bee. I like the background, especially where it's kind of a neutral. And it shows the bee very well. I would have liked a little more focus on the entire bee, including the wings and so on. It would be a little easier then to distinguish it from the flowers.
Image received a 26. Daddy's lap. Scores? 878.
I'll talk to it. I think, yeah, composition wise, it's good, but it's just either my monitor or the eyes just aren't quite as in focus as it could be. But I know that you saw the photo, you saw that there was a photo there, and you took it. So good on you. But try and capture that focus.
Image received a 23. Judges, there are 3 images to review for placement, starting with Daddy's Lap, going back 1 to Mason Bee, and going back 1 more to the tricolored heron. Judges, a 1, 2, or 3, please, for tricolored heron. Scores, 1, 1, 1. Mason Bee. Scores, 2, 2, 3. And Daddy's Lap. Scores, 3, 3, 2. So the judges have chosen the tricolored heron reflection. Judges 3, 6, and 7. We are in commercial now with Color Advanced Commercial, Hot Dog Coney Island. Scores, 7, 8, 7.
I like the hot dog. I like the idea that you're associating the hot dog with Coney Island in New York and trying to sell that subject. I don't think the hot dog sitting on the ground is appetizing enough that it's selling this, number one. And the flavor of New York works. I mean, if it was in somebody's hand and they were got a big old smile on their face, or you had some tall buildings in the background or something. But as a advanced commercial image, I'm just not real sure that it's selling the subject.
Image received a 22 and was the only image in the category. Same judges, please, for Master Color Commercial, Best Crepes and Salad.
Lynn, would you repeat the title, please?
Best Crepes, or crepes, if you want to say it that way, and salad. Scores, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, I'm the low score here, and this is master category here for advertising, and the best crepes. I see no food, and I see allure into enticing me to come into the establishment here and see that. It's very nicely photographed. It's a beautiful composition of some buildings here, but I'm not sure that it's enticing me to come into if it's a restaurant or a cafe. I don't think the message is clear here.
Okay, and I scored it an 8, and I was down with the 6 and 7 with this when I was looking at the title with it. And I went up to an 8 because we generally don't put a lot of emphasis on the title of the image. So if we take this as a commercial image, and as a commercial image on its own without the title, it's a beautiful image. It's beautifully taken. This interesting looking restaurant that I might go into. I could see this on the cover of a menu cover. I can see this on a magazine about wherever this city is, about going to visit this place. So if we take the title completely out of the image and don't count the title at all, I think it deserved an 8.
Image received a 21 and was the only image in the category. Judges 1, 3, and 6, please. We are in the category of creative. We'll be starting with advanced color creative, aliens. Scores 988.
It's a really nice image, very nicely composed. I like the positions of the people. They're just not sharp enough for me to give them a 9, but otherwise the image is very interesting to look at.
Image received a 25. Hydrodynamics. Scores 989.
I think that's a beautiful image of a drop. I mean, I've never captured one like that with the multiple colors and the different shapes. I think you did a great job on this.
Image received a 26. Cool magnolia. Scores 998.
Well,
I'm one of the 9s. I thought the impact of this image was very powerful. And I do like the black background and the fact that some of the petals are a bit out of focus. I think it creates a very good mood.
just wanted to add that the category creative, and I thought that the photographer did a nice job of taking and by manipulating the image here, the little bit of focus I'll pull out of that, really pushed it for me into a creative image.
Image received a 26. Judges, there are 3 images to review for placement, starting with Cool Magnolia, going back 1 to Hydrodynamics, and going back 1 to Aliens. Judges, a 1, 2, or 3, please, for Aliens. Scores 3, 2, 3. Hydrodynamics. Scores 2, 3, 1. And Cool Magnolia. Scores 1, 1, 2. So the judges have chosen Cool Magnolia. In first, in second, we have Hydrodynamics, and in third, we have Aliens. Same judges, please, for Master Color Creative, Men in Black. Scores? 898.
Well, I thought that I see here an image that has been composed. We have all of the elements, the men in black, we have the alien here, and the creative part of it that I'm seeing here is the blending of the uh, space images with the planets, and then it's all coming together here. And so it's a compilation of various elements to create one image. And
Image received a 25, and it was the only image in the category. And I work with these people. Next, we're moving on to documentary, and we'll need judges 1, 2, and 5 for advanced color documentary, Loading Dock. Scores? 888.
I think you did a really good job in capturing the mood here. The red is really nice. It makes the cranes pop out for loading. There's 7 cranes, which is really nice. I think the horizon line's in a good composition. I like your choice of the long slim line. I think you did everything right here, and this is a great image. It just doesn't have anything to put it over the top to get it to a 9, and there's probably nothing you could have done, unless you now go back and add a sky or something, which we can't do in documentary, but good job.
Image received a 24. Getting cleaned by a shrimp. Scores? 988.
I'm the 9. I can speak to this. I thought that the immediate impact was very powerful. I like the close-up of the eel. The eye is in good focus. The shrimp is in good focus. There's something to see in every corner of the image. I think it's a good job.
Image received a 25. Entering a lock on the Danube River.
Linda, just confirming we're in advanced, correct?
Correct. Scores? 886.
I'm just confirming everybody sees the crop on the bottom, right? The white line.
Mhm.
I don't see that.
I see it.
Everybody else sees it?
I see it,
Yeah,
Joe.
so it's just the crop, the whole image is at a tilt, or the crop is down there. I like the idea you have here, especially for a documentary. I think it's a good idea. It's a good set. Lighting's not too bad except in the sky. So the clouds are there, but they're kind of light, and it's just kind of a little bit of a hazy day.
Image
Everything else I think was handled pretty good.
image received a 20. Raleigh Point Lighthouse. Scores? 877.
I'll go ahead and talk to this. It's composition wise, I mean, this is a fantastic scene that you got here. But again, maybe your photographic eye caught you and said, "Oh, I got to capture this." But it was just the wrong time of the day. It would have been nice if the sun was shining on the which looks like maybe the back of a building. And there's also some perspective leaning there. Maybe you could have moved to get it into a bit of a straighter shot. But I like the location, just wrong time of the day.
Image received a 22, and I announced the wrong score for the last image. It was actually also a 22. My math stinks this evening. Judges, you have 4 images to review for placement, starting with Raleigh Point Lighthouse and going back 1 to entering a lock on the Danube River, back 1 to getting cleaned by a shrimp, and back 1 more to loading dock. Do you need to see those images one more time, or are we ready to go?
I'm ready.
Oh my.
I'm ready.
Okay, then let's start with loading dock. Judges, a 1, 2, 3, or a 4, please. Scores 2, 1, 1. Getting cleaned by a shrimp. Scores 1, 2. Jerome, are you frozen? I think he froze.
I think he's froze or he's really ignoring us.
Yep. So we'll wait for a minute and see if he can back out and come back in. I'm assuming he can hear me. There, he went away. Did we offend a technology god tonight? That's my only question.
I'm back.
You're
I just
back.
crashed. I had to
Okay.
reload Zoom.
Yep. Do me a favor again, judges, your scores for getting cleaned by a shrimp. 1, 2, 2. Thank you. Entering a lock on the Danube River.
Oh,
You froze. There we go. 3, 3, 4. And Raleigh Point Lighthouse scores 4, 4, 3. So the judges have chosen loading dock for first, getting cleaned by a shrimp for second, and entering a lock on the Danube River for third. Okay, Harry, I hope you're still with us because I'm finally going to let you judge. We can get your image back here with us. There he is. Judges 3, 4, and 5, please. We're in advanced monochrome documentary, Havana, Where Time Stands Still. Again, judges 3, 4, and 5, please. And we got Jerome frozen again.
Okay.
Let's do a real quick 3, 4, and 6. Scores? 8, 8, 8.
All right. In the documentary category, it does a nice job of capturing the entire scene. We get the flavor of the scene. We see some cars, we see people. So it fits the category, but to get it up another notch or something like that, I would have liked to have seen an improvement would be into like maybe sort of focus on they make the cars the sort of center of the thing with the people in the background. But it's a excellent documentary, well exposed, and we can definitely see all the details.
Image received a 24 and was the only image in the category. Let's stick with these same 3 judges as we go to master color documentary, Coming Round the Mountain. Scores? 8, 8, 8.
This,
I have a
this,
nice, okay. Janice, you were going to say something?
all right, go ahead.
Yeah, so the composition is nice. The train is in one part of the image, and the trees balance it out, and there are other elements like repetitive beams at the bottom. So, and the color palette is somewhat balanced. So it's just pleasing image.
Image received a 24 and was the only image in the category. Judges 1, 3, and 5, please. We're starting now with nature wildlife. We have beginner color nature wildlife, tranquil. Scores? 7, 8, 8.
Okay, in the beginner category, this shows that the photographer was working on the composition here. We see a foreground element here, and then there's some midground, and then we go in, and then there's background. So I see the photographer was working on developing those 3 stages of a photograph, and our depth of field holds from front to back for those particular elements.
Image received a 23 was the only image in the category. Same judges, please, for intermediate color nature wildlife, Pinkham Notch. Scores? 887.
I like the leading lines in. I like you captured this trail. The rocks bring you in from one side. The grass path brings you in the other side. I think it would have been nice if this was a vertical and you could see the height of the trees. I think that would have added a lot to the image, just having a little bit more in there than being so tight on the path. And then, of course, we're a little bit overexposed on the trees and rocks on the right and the path. So being able to darken that down a little bit would have helped a lot.
Image received a 23 and was the only image in the category. Judges 1, 4, and 7, please. We're in advanced color nature wildlife. Among the giants. Scores? 999.
Are you kidding me?
Comment?
Well, this is great. It's got wonderful composition. You can see all of the penguins. You can see the main, I'm not sure what that is, a sea lion or whatever. And the fact that there's some of these are partially visible doesn't matter because it gives you the kind of harem and group effect. The one thing I would probably have cropped out is the one on the bottom in the water, but it's a very good photo.
Image received a 27. Just a baby. Scores? 989.
Okay. Well, my first thought, and when you first see it, is, oh, the color looks off. But what's happening here is the light's bouncing around in that red canyon, and the color is not. The color is exactly what it would be in a late afternoon, early evening shot with the light going through those red canyons and then that red tinge that it's giving to the animal. Then we look at the animal and its eyelashes. I can see the eyelashes and it's just adorable. It's a very interesting image because it's on a thing, and the selective depth of field so that the background is blurred out to make the animal stand almost three-dimensionally. And that's why I went ahead and gave it a 9.
Image received a 26. Great blue heron. Scores? Harry, move yours more center. 988.
It's a very clear bird. I wasn't really a big fan of the eye and everything else being dead center. And to improve it, I mean, maybe a vertical composition, or maybe just off center the eye a little bit, that would actually improve it.
Image received a 25. Early evening Annas. Scores? 989.
Well, I really like this image a lot. I like the fact that the color is on the left and the bird, the depth of field control is fantastic. And every feather is there. The wings don't count. The wings are moving much too fast. You can't count those. And the eye is in focus and all the feathers are in focus. It is a excellent picture of a female and a hummingbird.
Image received a 26. Blue grosbeak. Scores? 988.
I went with the 9 on this because when the first image, the first moment you see it, it has a very powerful image. I like the background blued or blurred out. You can see all of the detail in the feathers. You can see the entire bird, including the feet. The one suggestion for improvement would be that the log that it's standing on is a little bit too bright, too whited out toward the back.
Image received a 25. Judges, you have 3 images to review for placement. Going back 1 to early evening Annas. Going back 2 to Just a Baby. And going back 1 to Among the Giants. Judges, a 1, 2, or 3, please, for Among the Giants. Scores? 113. Just a Baby. Scores? 231. And Early Evening Annas. Scores? 322. So the judges have chosen for first Among the Giants. In second, we have Just a Baby and Early Evening Annas in third. Judges 2, 3, and 6, please, for Advanced Monochrome Nature Wildlife, Wild Mushrooms. Scores? 988.
This is a beautiful image. I just love the black and white density that you created. I just wish it wasn't so busy with the grass. I wish you would have pulled all that grass away from it. And if you didn't want to put it in nature wildlife, you could have put it in unclassified or pictorial or something, because the mushrooms are beautiful and just the way that you created the black and white is beautiful.
Image received a 25 and was the only image in the category. Same judges pleased for master monochrome nature wildlife. Tough to get comfortable. Scores? 888.
Okay.
I think it's a great capture. Not sure where you were when you took this. I assume it might have been going on into the evening. The only comment that I have is that it looks a little noisy, but I like the composition. Good job.
Image received a 24 and was the only image in the category. Same judges pleased. We are in people, and we have advanced color people, the cellist. Scores? 989.
I gave it a 9. It's got a lot of impact. The colors, that blue in that sky and the beautiful color in the cello. And I like the crazy angle that you have. The only suggestion, I would have cropped a little bit lower on the sky, but I think this is a fun people shot.
Image received a 26 and was the only image in the category. Judges 1, 4, and 5, please. We are at beginner monochrome photojournalism. Cake. Scores? 878.
And the 7. I mean, I think there's potential here for what is right. I think there's actually a good grays and blacks and whites in there. But from an image standpoint, what could actually make it better? One, the image is actually very tilted. It's not quite telling a story. I mean, if I was to look at the image, it says the story is about how the lady is not interested in the cake. And I think maybe wait a little bit until you can find the story that you want to tell, since it's photojournalism.
Image received a 23. Fat Sal's. Scores? 877.
I'm the 8. I'll speak to that. I think the image is very interesting. I suppose the story is the people having fun shopping. If that's correct, it's a good capture. Things are reasonably in focus. A suggestion for improvement, maybe cut out some of the people that are on the sides and just focus on the two in the middle. You'd have to wait for people to walk by.
Image received a 22. Judges, there are 2 images to review for placement, starting with Fat Sal's and going back 1 to cake. Judges, a 1 or 2, please, for cake. Scores? Two, 1, 1. So the judges have chosen cake. Same judges, please, for intermediate color photojournalism. Humankind.
Humankind?
Yes. Scores? 777.
I think with the title, you're trying to give a good message, and I think without the title, I wouldn't have any idea what I'm looking at. I see what you're trying to do, and I think it's creative, and I think you're heading in the right direction. You just need to watch your highlights a little bit and work on composition a little bit more.
Image received a 21 and was the only image in the category. Judges 2, 5, and 6, please. Advanced color photojournalism. Visitors at Dubai Aquarium. Scores? 878.
I can talk since I gave the 7. I really like the idea, and I like the story. I think it would have been great if we had either a little bit more of the bottom so you see the people standing, because it gives the optical illusion that the image is leaning with people cut off above the knees all the way over to the feet. So that just kind of throws the viewer's eye off. Inside the tank, I don't see a lot of interest. There's a lot of things going on. I'm sorry, I see too much going on. So there's not a lot of interest because I have nothing really to focus on. So I'm just kind of wandering around inside. What I do think would have been great is if, and you can go back and maybe crop this a little bit, but focus on the 2 people in the middle that are kind of hugging with some of the elements in the background, or the girl with her hands up. I think that gives little interesting elements. The problem is there's just too many of those going on.
Image received a 23. Jaden Whitmarsh digs. Scores? 889.
I gave it a 9. I mean, she's very well composed. I mean, and the density of all the colors with her is fine, and the people in the background are blurred out enough where my eyes definitely focus on her, and especially her face and her smile, and it just keeps your whole attention on the action that she's creating.
Image
I'll,
received.
I'll talk, Linda, if I could just say something real
Sure.
quick. I'm the low score, so that's why I wanted to say something. I think she looks great. You got the ball in there. I like the sand kicking up. I think from a sports standpoint, it's like, it's probably not the most important thing, but to put me up to a 9, you've got these people in the background and they're not even paying attention to the game. The girls are turned away, the guy on the left side's on his phone. So that really takes away from your story. If you could have been higher, so you're looking down and those people are cut out, or even if you were maybe lower, it looks like you're pretty low, but if you were lower and looking up a little bit more. Other than that, she's the greatest part of there. It's all the extra elements that kind of take away.
Image received a 25. Barrel race. Scores? 999.
And I'll go ahead and talk again. Uh, Good composition. You've put yourself in a good spot where these barrel racers are going to go around the barrel. So I'm guessing that someone took the time. You've got the Clark County Fair and Rodeo in the background. You've got cinch. You've got some elements on that side that balance out the rider on the other side. So I think this looks great.
Image received a 27. Judges, there are 3 images to review for placement, starting with barrel race, going back 1 to Jaden Whitmarsh digs, and going back 1 to visitors at the Dubai Aquarium. Judges, a 1, 2, or 3, please, for visitors at the Dubai Aquarium. Scores? 333. Jaden Whitmarsh digs. Scores? 222. And by process of elimination, barrel race gets 111. So the judges have chosen barrel race for first, Jaden Whitmarsh digs in second. Judges 2, 3, and 6, please, for master color photojournalism, UNLV touchdown. Scores? 888. Comment?
Yeah, I think it's a really, really vivid picture. A lot of action. You're in the right place to get it. Just wish that you were a bit more to the left and maybe gotten some of the face of the guy getting the touchdown. That's my only comment.
Image received a 24 and was the only image in the category. Same judges, please. We are to pictorial, and we will start with intermediate color pictorial. Silver Strand Surf.
Same judges, Linda.
Yes, sir.
And Linda, you said this is intermediate?
This is intermediate. Yes.
Thank you.
Scores? 787.
For intermediate, I think it's a good composition, but your depth of field was just off, and maybe a bit of a focus too. But I love the composition.
Image received a 22 was the only image in the category. Judges 1, 3, and 4, please. We are in advanced color pictorial. The Door. Scores? 888.
Okay.
So I think I gave it an 8 because the colors are actually interesting. Everything's in harmony in terms of the angles and the lines. Didn't really get to 9 because being pictorial, there were some things that you could have done. Get rid of the matte because the matte is not in a proper position. Either you could have, the best thing would have been to just like before taking the picture, go fix it. And then there's this one corner on the top left that was easy to fix as well. The best situation would have been if you just moved forward and like doctored the image before taking it, like fixing the matte.
Image received a 24. Sedona, Arizona. Scores? 877.
Well, in the category of pictorial, looking for mood and atmosphere and maybe a different time of the day and this big push in the thing here. I think if the photographer had waited and maybe for a different time of the day, or in this particular scene, maybe had moved camera position further left to get and not have this bush so much in the foreground here, distracting from it. But again, it was sense of atmosphere and mood is it's the wrong time of day.
Image received a 22. Panorama Bear Mountains, Nevada. Scores? 988.
I gave it the 9. For me, the sky gives it the extra punch, which takes it from an 8 to a 9. I do like the leading line of the road going into the mountains, and I like the panorama effect. If I were going to do anything to make it a little better, I might crop a little bit off the bottom and leave that white part out.
Image received a 25. Zabriskie Point, Death Valley. Scores? 787.
So I think there's something going on with the time of the day when I look at the sky. And and then there's there are some people doing some activity, but there's not that much more interesting stuff going on. The front rock is not really helping. I mean, just like going to the left a little bit, if you had the opportunity, and just focusing on the those yellow rocks and not having them so bright would probably help.
Image received a 22. Palouse Barn. Scores? Center your number, Harry. Thank you. 887.
Or center my so another 10 feet walking forward would actually make this much stronger image. My personal opinion, this fence that is at an angle and that pile of wood or whatever, it's not really adding to the image from my viewpoint. But I can look past that and say, wow, that was like a nice barn with a smaller barn, and then looking at the sky and the trees on the left, that would actually make it a very powerful image.
Image received a 23. Judges, there are 3 images to review for placement, starting with Palouse Barn, going back to Panorama Bear Mountains, Nevada, and going back to the door. You need to see them again, or are we all okay?
Yeah, just run through one more time.
Okay, the door, Panorama Bear Mountains, Nevada, and Palouse Barn.
Okay.
Okay. Judges, a 1, 2, or 3, please, for Palouse Barn. Scores? 3, 2, 3. Panorama Bear Mountains, Nevada. Scores? 1, 1, 2. And The Door. Scores? 2, 3. Harry to the middle. 1. Thank you. So the judges have chosen Panorama Bear Mountains in first, The Door in second, and Palouse Barn in third. Judges 5, 6, and 7, please. This is Master Color Pictorial. Bow River, Banff, Canada. Scores? 8, 8, 8.
This is a nice composition. I love the leading line of the river. I mean, everything's nice about this. It's just the time of day. It needs to have a little bit more impact with the lighting, and the sky is also blown out. So that needed to be taken care of too, but you might have been able to do something with that in post-processing. I mean, but the whole area is beautiful, and it's hard in these areas with tall mountains because the light, goes fast, but just needed to be either early morning or later in the evening to get a little bit more punch in the color.
Image received a 24. Serene Morning. Scores? 9, 8, 8.
This is really has a nice mood to it with the fog in the back. I mean, I was debating between 8 and 9. I just think to give it a 9, I needed to have it cropped a little bit more on the right, and I need a little bit more space on the left to see those statues or whatever that is element. I needed more clarity on those elements to give them more space on the left.
Image received a 25. Bristlecone. Scores? 8, 8, 8.
I really like the leading lines of the roots leading into the tree. The sky is wonderful. Um, I just think in master we should have made those roots a little not so blown out and worked on them a little bit. I think we could have gotten that to look a little bit better. Um, I think that would have helped a lot. And maybe time of day a little bit, but not much later because it would have been dark. So it's real close. It's just not quite over the top.
Image received a 24. Rene Harbor. Scores 889.
Well, I like the light on the buildings. I like that they're off to the side and that we got the harbor showing that it is a harbor. And I think that the lighting is I think it's strange for what I'm used to seeing, but I think it's really interesting. And I think that has more to do with its location than I mean, I think that's what it was. It's just the location, the light is a little different there, and I think I find that real interesting.
Image
I'll talk real quick. Just, I really like the composition here. I like this leading line at the rock, starting at the right third and coming in and bringing you that S curve around to the rocks. You've got rule of thirds going on. I think the buildings are just a little bit bright. I think this is a I mean, I can see lighting there on the mountains, but the light's really flat on the buildings. The reason I didn't go 9 is because you have a person and a tripod on the right side that should have been taken out for master.
image
And I just want to say, just need a little bit more punch in the contrast. I think the black level needs to be more black in it, and it would have made it pop more.
image received a 25. Whispers of the Galaxy. Scores 998.
I love this image. I could see this hanging anywhere, your home, business. It's just a beautiful image. I mean, even if people want to say something about the little stars or pinpoint or anything, it doesn't matter. It just has a beautiful beauty to this image, and the oranges and browns in the rocks are really nice.
Image received a 26. Weathered. Scores 999.
This is beautiful. I was debating between an 8 and a 9 because I think it's too centered. I think you could have cropped it on the left and had it focus on that sky and the nice light on the side of that barn that matched with the nice light in the sky. So just a little bit more cropping, but I still gave you a 9.
Image received a 27. Barn find. Scores? 888.
The color of this car just came out great in this picture. It looks like it's kind of a low light because the car is really warm. The wood on the left side is really warm. And here we are saying crop here, crop there, crop this, crop that. And I actually think this needs a little bit more room. I think it's cropped in a little bit too tight. Other than that, it looks great.
Image received at 24. Judges, there are 4 images to review for placement. Going back 1 to Weathered. Going back 1 to Whispers of the Galaxy. Going back 1 to Renee Harbor. And going back 2 to Serene Morning. Would you like to see those again?
Yes.
Okay, Serene Morning, forward 2 to Renee Harbor, forward 1 to Whispers of the Galaxy, and forward 1 to Weathered. We good?
Yes.
Okay, judges, a 1, 2, 3, or 4, please, for Weathered. Scores? 1, 2, 1. Whispers of the Galaxy. Scores? 2, 1, 3. Renee Harbor. Scores? 4, 4, 2. And Serene Morning. Scores? 3, 3, 4. So the judges have chosen Weathered for first, Whispers of the Galaxy for second, and there's a tie for third between Renee Harbor and Serene Morning. So judges, a 1 or a 2, please, for Serene Morning. Scores? 1, 1, 2. So the judges have chosen Serene Morning. Thank you, judges. We are at portraiture for the evening, and we'll be going to judges 1, 4, and 6, please. Advanced color portraiture, Serena. Scores? 888.
I think the model is posed very well, and there's a lot of clarity in the eyes, and the light is falling evenly on the skin. And I kind of like how the light on the face is a little falling from the top, and the chin stands out in a nice manner. So I liked it.
Image received at 24. Fallen angel in the doorway. Scores? 888.
It's the person, the model is actually posed very well, but there's a lot of extra stuff in the image. I don't think that is adding much. For example, whatever is the playing on that TV in the back, it didn't really have to be there. You could actually just in portraiture, you could take it out or had and not really have that as a distraction.
Image received a 24. Out of this world. Scores? 878.
It's a very interesting image, and I like the whatever she's holding, arching, behind her. And I like the look in her eyes. The only thing that doesn't make it higher is seeing the machinery in the back. But this portraiture, and you can burn all that out or get it taken out of there and just have her in there with a black background and been really nice.
Image received a 23. Judges, there are 3 images to review for placement, starting with Out of This World, going back 1 to Fallen Angel in the Doorway, and back 1 more to Sabrina. Judges, a 1, 2, or 3, please, for Sabrina. Scores? 2, 1, 3. Fallen Angel in the Doorway. Scores? 1, 2, 1. And Out of This World. Scores? Reveal? 3, 3, 2. So the judges have chosen Fallen Angel in the Doorway for first, in second, Sabrina, and in third, Out of This World. Judges 2, 3, and 7, please, for master color portraiture, Lauren at the Dry Lake. Scores? 988.
Well, we have an interesting composition here with the tall model, and the shadow offsetting there is very nice. To take and bounce it up to a 9, maybe a little more drama added time of day, but the composition is very nice. Nice handling of the uh, background out of focus, but to get it to a 9 in the master category needed just a little bit more drama element for the image.
Image received a 25 and was the only image in the category. Still life is our next category. I'm going to keep with these same 3 judges as we start with beginner still life. Dolphin.
Linda, repeat the classification as master, correct?
No, this is beginner.
Beginner, thank you. Wasn't sure.
Scores 888.
Okay, first of all, bonus points for making me laugh. To see this and to think, hey, that's a photograph, and to stop and take a picture of it. It's like, this is really interesting. Would I put it in a different category? Objects found or placed? No, it fits in still life. It's so juxtaposition of what should be there that I think it has a lot of interest.
Image received a 24 was the only image in the category. Intermediate color still life, same judges, Waiting for the Sun. Scores 888.
I'll talk to it. You really can't go wrong with a good sunflower picture. I think, yeah, it's well composed. It seems to be focused top and bottom, back to front. The only suggestion I would give is to try to blur the background just a bit more and maybe get rid of that border that seems to just pop out. And then once you notice it, you're noticing that border.
Image received a 24 was the only image in the category. Judges 3, 4, and 5, please. We are to advanced color still life, Carousel Horses, Avignon, France. Judges 3, 4, and 5, please.
Sorry.
Scores 888.
I think the subject matter is very interestingly handled here. I think the picture would have been improved as a still life if perhaps we would have gotten rid of the horses at the far screen left there and concentrated more on the nice three that were in the foreground there and work with them. And then I think that would have pushed it to a 9 because we have this sort of the distracting element of the other horses in the background.
Image received a 24. Left Behind. Scores 887.
This is actually a very creative way of dealing with this glass. The image is actually very well composed. I would never leave this behind, by the way, but it's very well done.
Image received a 23. Pink Beauty. Scores? 888.
I like the choice of the square crop. I like the angle of the stems coming in, and I like the angle of the light from the opposite side. The color really pops out with the pink. The flower seems a little bit soft throughout, but I don't think that's affecting the image. I still think that works with the image. I think it's a very good image. Everybody's always worried about the nines. I'm not sure what we could have done here to give it that more little bump of impact to get you up there.
Image received a 24. There are 3 images to review for placement, starting with Pink Beauty and going back 1 to Left Behind, then going back 1 more to Carousel Horses in Avignon, France. Judges, a 1, 2, or 3, please, for the Carousel Horses.
Can you quickly run through the 3 again?
Sure. The Carousel Horses, Left Behind, and Pink Beauty. And now, since we're at Pink Beauty, I will ask you to rank first, 1, 2, or 3 for Pink Beauty. Scores? 1, 3, 2. Left Behind. Scores? 2, 1, 3. This has me very worried.
Let's see if we can do that again.
Yeah, Carousel Horses. 3,
Yes.
2, 1. All right, judges, would you like to debate and argue for your first place choice?
Okay, I'll talk about this image real quick. I agree with what Gary was saying. I think the image should have been cropped down to the first 3 horse heads, and the other one should have been cropped out. I like this has a lot of impact with the colors and the bright whites of the horses, so I think it really stands out as opposed to the other 2 images. Linda, can we go forward to the next image?
Sure. Let's go to Left Behind.
This image looks like it's yellow to me. I didn't comment on it in the beginning, but I love the layout. I think you did a good job with the arrangement. The wine in the glass looks okay, but the rest of the image looks yellow. So I think it's either a tungsten type of lighting or there's some kind of other color cast going on.
Yeah.
And shall we move on to Pink Beauty?
Well, I commented on this one, so I've talked about all 3 of them. Anybody else?
Well, this image, to me, I like the square crop on it here. And I think it takes it really looking from left to right. You come in on the left side here, and you're intrigued by by just the delicacy of the petals. And on my monitor, it does look a bit soft, but I think that's just part of the essence of the image here in the neutral background. So far as a still life category, I think that's what I liked about it. It was the fact that it really somebody emphasized a single element and photographed it very nicely.
So I agree with those comments. To me, the image is weighted too much on the left. And again, I mean, if it was slightly, maybe not as much to the left, because a lot of the image is actually taken by the stem. And that somehow, from a composition standpoint, looks a little out of balance in my view.
Okay, we'll see if anybody got convinced. We will start again with Pink Beauty. Judges, a 1, 2, or 3, please. Scores. Harry?
I haven't changed my mind yet.
Harry's campaigning there, I can tell.
I am kind of saying, how would we resolve this?
Did we reveal too soon, Linda?
Well, Harry's still debating. If we end up, I think maybe we call in some additional judges. We've got 7 of you. We could probably come up with more opinions on these.
I vote for that.
Well, let's see what happens as we go through and reschedule them again. So, Pink Beauty, 3 judges, 1, 2, or 3, please. Scores? 2, 3, no, excuse me, 1, 3, 2. Left Behind, scores? Aha, we have a change.
Yeah.
3, 1, 3. And Carousel Horses, scores? Scores? 2, 2, 1. You did it. The judges have chosen Carousel Horses for blue. You have chosen Pink Beauty for red and Left Behind for white. Okay, judges 1, 2, and 7, please. We have Advanced Monochrome Still Life, Staircase Luma, Arles, France. Scores? 9, 8, 9.
I was teetering on the 9, so sorry. Feel good about that though. My only comment would be maybe just bring the blacks down and the whites up just a little bit.
Image received a 26. A collection. Scores? 9, 8, 9.
I debated between the 8 and the 9. This is really nice. It's got nice whites. It's got nice blacks. was trying to decide if I like the fact that the bottom ones are slightly not quite as clear as the top ones. But it's so slight. I just decided it was a 9. I really like this image. I like the way it's laid out. I like the whites and the blacks. I find it very interesting.
Image received a 26. Judges, you have 2 images to review for placement, starting with a collection and going back 1 to Staircase Luma, Arles, France. Judges, a 1 or a 2, please, for the staircase. Scores 1, 1, 2. So the judges have chosen Staircase Loomis, France. Judges 3, 4, and 6, please. We're into unclassified, and we have intermediate color unclassified, Fremont East District. Scores 8, 7, 8.
Okay.
Comment?
Hold on, my monitor just went off. Let me.
Maybe one of our other judges can comment.
Yeah. I mean, the colors are nice and, it's just kind of more of a snapshot and just not enough. I don't know.
The image received a 23 was the only image in the category. Harry, have you got your monitor back?
Yes, I did. And
Okay.
Janice said it, what I was going to say.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I would like to continue these 3 judges as we move on to advanced color unclassified, Demon Under the Milky Way. Scores 9, 8, 9.
I love this image. It has a lot of impact. I just love that red following the track all the way in the back, as a leading line. I just think this is a great image.
Image received a 26 and was the only image in the category.
Linda, can
Yes.
I change my vote to 9?
Yeah. Okay. So we now have a 27 on Demon Under the Milky Way. Judges 2, 4, and 6, please. For Master Color Unclassified, Mount St. Helens. Scores 8, 9, 9.
I love this image too. I mean, I love that purplish color on the mountains. I mean, we've seen some beautiful Milky Way shots tonight, and they're all totally different from each other. I mean, this is beautiful. I like the landscape in the front. You can see a little bit clarity in it, and the sunset in the sky and the beautiful Milky Way. Great job.
Image received a 26. Dawn at Lake Louise. Scores? 888.
It's an interesting composition, just focusing on the reflection. But at least from my point of view, the image is lacking some contrast, and that would make it more impactful.
Image received a 24. There are 2 images to review for placement, starting with Dawn at Lake Louise and going back 1 to Mount St. Helens. Judges, a 1 or 2, please, for Mount St. Helens. Scores 111. So the judges have chosen Mount St. Helens. We are to our club challenge for the evening, which is motion. We will start with judges 1, 5, and 7 for beginner club challenge, summer water. Scores 888.
I like the
Wow.
motion effect of the water. You can clearly see that it's moving. So is the girl. I think that the light on the hand is a bit of distraction.
Image received a 24. Taking you for a ride. Scores 778.
I think you had a really good idea here with capturing them. It looks like he's running, he's moving. I think your shutter is a little bit fast, so you're not really getting the blur, like the panning part of it. Also, if you would have been able to get a lot closer and kind of focus just on your people there on the little uh, pool cart, I think that would have helped a lot.
Image received a 22. Judges, there are 2 images to review for placement, starting with taking you for a ride and going back 1 to summer water. Judges, a 1 or 2, please, for summer water. Scores 111. So the judges have chosen summer water. I'm going to stick with these 3 judges as we go to the intermediate club challenge, jumping for joy.
Mhm.
Scores? 797.
Well, I'm going to talk first. I really like the abstract quality of the image. I think you did a good job with the black and whites throughout. It's got some composition. The shoulders are like at a top third. The rest of the image is kind of centered, almost kind of like one of those ink spot images you use for psychiatric evaluations. But I really liked it, obviously. So
Would one of the sevens like to speak to it?
I'll speak to it. It confused me because I'm not sure if the motion is the subject or the camera.
that's what I was talking about, psychiatric issues. Just kidding, Michael.
Oh, okay.
Image received a 23. The Saget River. Same judges, please. Scores? 988.
Well, I gave it an 8 instead of a 9. Obviously there's a lot of motion. I really like most of the image. I just think it would have been a lot better if we would have cut off the tree on the left and the rocks on the top so that we had a nice abstract of just the water moving instead of the still elements, the tree and the rocks, which aren't moving. And I think would have had just, it would have been a lot nice. It would have been a 9 for me if it would have had just the motion part of it.
Image received a 25. Installing the jacket. Scores? 878.
This image has a good color palette throughout. That really kind of kept my attention in. I like kind of the angles we have going on here. I think this guy is taking up too much space in the front. And this is kind of a little bit more of a double image or multiple image more than it is a motion. And I think that's kind of what brought it down a little bit.
Image received a 23. Judges, there are 3 images to review for placement, starting with installing the jacket and going back 1 to the Skagit River and 1 more to Jumping for Joy. Judges, a 1, 2, or 3, please, for Jumping for Joy. Scores? 212. The Skagit River. Scores? 121. And installing the jacket. Scores? 333. So the judges have chosen the Skagit River in first place, in second place, Jumping for Joy, and in third place, installing the jacket. Okay, we are moving on to the advanced category. Judges 2, 4, and 7, please. We'll start with Morning Flight. Scores? 889.
I
Well,
think it's,
go ahead.
I was just going to comment that I think it's really good, you know, to be able to capture that flock of birds, probably seagulls, and their wing motion, just the right amount of stopping down or stopping up your exposure. Looks great.
Image received a 25. Bike Lane, New York City. Scores? 899.
Nice job panning. Really nice job panning. Um, it's almost perfectly sharp. I tried to get the name of the scooter. I tried to, it's real, real close. I mean, I give it a 9. I think this is an excellent job panning. And to think to do this and to actually work to get the image the way you want it to be for a motion image, I think it was an excellent job.
Image received a 26. Shake It Off. Scores? 998.
I enjoyed the image because in detail, I mean, other than the drops, when you look at the angular motion of the hair on the face and the neck, I think it's very, very well done.
Image received a 26. Motion blur. Scores? 877.
Well, that was the high score. I like the either the intentional camera movement or to create the blur. It's art.
Image received a 22. Old Faithful in Action. Scores? 787.
Well, I guess it's motion. If I was this image to be more dramatic, would have to be zoomed in a little bit more and maybe more dramatic clouds.
Image received a 22. Alex. Scores 888.
Well,
Yeah, I
Alex
think-
is definitely in motion. Go ahead, Clayton.
No, same thing, definitely in motion. I think, the time of the day may have gotten you on this one also, but good capture of, the dog jumping in the motion and catching the object. I think the focus might just be just a tad off on the face. I think it's catching more of the part of the arm or the back, but otherwise, good job.
Image received a 24. Willow Springs motorcycle. Scores 988.
Well, the I see motion. As soon as it came up, bang, there's that fits the category, and I think it's a great shot.
Image received a 25. Wind in my sails. Scores 877.
I see motion, but somehow the image has this feeling of being over processed in the ocean and the clouds. I just haven't really seen clouds and ocean like that. And the surfer on the left, quite a bit of it is in shadows.
Image received a 22. The finish line. Scores 877.
I think I really think the interest of this whole image is the two girls in the middle. And the agony on the one girl and the concentration on the girl that's still standing. And if I look at just those two girls, I really like the image a lot. And I think the rest of the image is clutter.
Image received a 22. Down the stretch. Scores 787.
Okay, I'll speak to it. Certainly depicts motion, but I think the jockey and the three horses are just a bit soft.
Image received a 22. Krill Bonanza.
Can you give the title again, please?
Krill Bonanza. Scores 878.
Well, I think it's got motion. It's definitely got chaos. It's very interesting. Does remind me a lot of an Alfred Hitchcock movie. I don't know that there's anything that could have been done that would have raised the score any with this particular image.
Image received a 23. Broad-billed Hummer. Scores 988.
Well, I'm the high score. I just like it. Very, very, very vivid colors. I just think it's a great shot.
Image received a 25. Moving Fast. Scores 889.
It's a great panning shot. Clearly shows motion. The driver and the car are very much in focus. The colors are very well done. So
Image received a 25. Drive-through. Scores 979.
Well, I like the motion of the cars going through. I like the clarity of the rocks. Even in this low light, there's a lot of detail in the rocks. And the blue sky and the red orange lights go really good together.
Image received a 25. Moving Water. Scores 877.
the water is moving, but the lower part of the image, from my point of view, appears to be out of focus.
Image received a 22. Yield. Scores 879.
Okay, I want to talk because I'm the 9, and I debated going lower on the score. I just really like the image. I like the timing of right in the middle. We get this clear spot of the cactuses behind the trees. I like the fact that the train looks like it's a ghost train floating on top of the tracks and not even touching the tracks. and the motion blur of it all. It may be just that the image really spoke to me more than it's a great image because it's middle of the day. It's got some problems with the light. It's too hot. The train doesn't necessarily look like it belongs where it is, but I just really like it anyway.
Yep.
Can I comment as well?
Of course.
Yeah, my opinion or the rating was actually more based on what I was actually asked to look at, and I thought motion was just like a side effect in it.
Image received a 24. Grease the landing. Scores? 888.
I like it. Kudos on whoever got this out there at the base on the flight line and the runway to get this picture. I mean, it's just that level of difficulty gave it the rating that I gave it. It just seems that I think it's a little over sharpened, and that's my only other comment.
Image received a 24. Okay, judges, you started with 17. You got it down to 7. Not bad. So we'll review what you've got. We need to go back 3 to driving through. Go back 1 to moving fast. Go back 1 to broad build Hummer. Go back 5 to Willow Springs motorcycle. Go back 4 to Shake It Off. Go back 1 to Bike Lane, New York City. And go back 1 more to Morning Flight. Excuse me. I know you probably want to see him again. So it's Morning Flight, Forward 1, Bike Lane, New York City, Forward 1, Shake It Off, Forward 4 to Willow Springs motorcycle, Forward 5 to Broadbill Hummer, Forward 1 to Moving Fast, and Forward 1 to Drive Through. You okay, or do you need to see him one more time?
I'm good.
Good.
Harry, you good? Maybe.
No, I never commit to being good.
Are you ready to rank them?
Yes.
Okay. We will start with driving through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, please, for driving through. Scores?
Give me a second. I never thought I needed so many cards, but
There's always a first time.
this one is called what?
Driving through.
So hard.
Okay. Scores, please, for driving through. 174. I can tell it's going to be interesting. Moving fast. Scores? Clayton, hold it up higher. 557. Broad-billed hummer? Scores? 246. Willow Springs motorcycle? Scores? 335. Shake It Off? Scores? 623. Bike Lane, New York City? Scores? 412. And Morning Flight? Scores? 761. Okay, give me a minute and I'll make sure we've got everything. So the judges have chosen for first Bike Lane, New York City. There's a tie for second between Shake It Off and Willow Springs motorcycle. So judges, I need for you to choose between those two. Give me a 1 or 2 for Willow Springs motorcycle. Scores? 1, 2, 2. So the judges have chosen for second Shake It Off, and Willow Springs motorcycle will be third. Well done, judges. I know that was tough. And because of that, you don't need to worry about Master Club Challenge. We will put Gary, Jerome, and Janice to work judging this one. So, for Master, we'll start with the image, move or freeze. Scores? 889.
Well, I think this fits the category because you've got the snow moving a little bit more, showing the motion, even though in our minds we know the horse is moving with the rider on it as well. I would have really liked to seen a little more definition in the snow. Other than that, I think this is a great shot.
That's it.
Image received a 25. Embers in motion.
Hmm.
Scores 988.
All right, I scored this one real high, 9, because I thought it has great immediate impact. You got to be looking at this thing right here, and you can tell things are in motion here. The composition is very nice. The balance between the yellow and the reds and everything, and it has simplicity but also complexity with everything moving through it here. So I thought just with the basic color elements and they're in motion is why I scored it a 9.
Image received a 25. Yes, it's a helicopter flying upside down.
Hmm.
Scores 778.
You know, I like the helicopter. The colors really kind of draw you in, which is nice. You've got this leading line of smoke as it kind of, I know it kind of falls upside down and then they flip it over. But I think you're sh kind of shooting at too fast of a shutter speed because you're kind of showing us more stop motion than you are showing us motion. I've seen that tonight in a couple of images. So maybe if it a little bit more blur in the propellers or something like that would have given it the more sense of motion instead of just our brains trying to tell us that there's motion here.
Image received a 22. Go with the flow. Scores 778.
Okay, I'm looking at this at the category of motion, and I'm not sure whether it was trying to do stop motion or we're getting the water flow here. Either a high shutter speed to freeze the motion and say it's motion, or slow the shutter speed down to see the silkiness of the water. So it's sort of landed in the middle for what I'm seeing here. And it looks like somebody went to their file and pulled out a nice picture of some water running here, but I fail to see the subject matter of motion.
Image received a 22. Future transport. Scores 899.
I think this most definitely fits the category. Great composition. I love the red curb going through the bottom third. You've got the buildings that give you the top third. You've got motion in the background or blur in the background, but you also have motion in the wheels. So lots of good stuff going on here.
Image received a 26. Wave border.
Composition. Uh, uh, uh,
Scores? 777.
Good composition. The guy's in a great PowerPoint placement. The bottom third, he's in the left third. The wave looks good. The water looks good. Again, I think we're just not catching the motion as much as we could with this image.
Image received a 21. Braving the Rapids. Scores? 888.
It's a beautiful image, but my focus is more on the ducks than on the moving water, even though you do have the moving water and it does meet the category there. And it's a beautiful image, but my eyes aren't focusing on the moving. I'm focusing on the beautiful ducks.
Image received a 24. Boat trails. Scores? 878.
Good composition. I love the zigzag into the boat. The boat's got nice placement. The red, white, and blue kind of pops out. I think this would score a lot higher in a different category. I think just not meeting the challenge quite like the judges are looking for.
Image received a 23. Judges, you have 3 images to review for placement. We go back 3 to future transport. Go back 3 to embers in motion. And go back 1 to move or freeze. You good, or do you need to see them again?
One more time, please.
Okay, move or freeze, embers in motion, future transport. Okay, judges, a 1, 2, or 3, please, for future transport. Scores? 311. Embers in motion. Scores? 1, 2, 3. And move or freeze. Scores? 2, 3, 2. So the judges have chosen in first, future transport. In second, embers in motion. And in third, move or freeze. Thank you, judges. Thank you, competition staff. Those of you who silenced your phones, remember to turn your ringers back on or turn the phones back on if you turned them all the way off. The results of the competition will be included in the August issue of Focal Expressions, and the competition is also going to be available on YouTube. Once again, final reminder, 1 week from today, in about 1 week and 2 hours, the entries for the 2025 annual electronic image competition are due to be uploaded on the website. Have yourselves a good weekend, and thank you.